The avalanche-named Octagon is tumbling into the next German city on the 17th of June in Oberhausen. The 15th of April at the Home Credit Arena, Liberec.
Dva veteráni UFC, dva muži, kteří mají fantastický postoj a vždy atraktivní zápasy. Leandro Silva, přezdívaný Apollo, má ve svých 37 letech obrovskou chuť zase něco velkého vyhrát.
Na minha cabeça, e não sai disso, eu vou pro Tipsport GAMECHANGER pra vencer.
Veličkovič, Lohorek, Kozma bojoval s tými najlepšími a bojoval vždy ako lev.
Pozor! Pozor, potrafil, Kozma je otřesen!
Za sebou má American Top Team a pred sebou jedinečnú šancu zvíťaziť v Európskej ligy majstrov. Tipsport GAMECHANGER.
Com quem eu acho que vai ganhar é um tal de Leandro Apollo. Não sei se vocês conhecem, mas se eu fosse apostar, eu apostaria nele.
Na druhé straně bude stát chlapík, který je v poslední době zvyklý především na střední váhu. Andreas Michailidis, přezdívaný Spartan. Má na svém kontě 13 vítězství a většinu svých soupeřů ukončil KO před limitem.
Boh, ktorého zoslali z Aténskeho Olympu, aby bojoval za Grécko v najväčšej pyramíde európskej histórie.
Od oboborců očekáváme stand-upový zápas plný tvrdých výměn a velmi zajímavého borce, který doplní čtvrtfinálovou osmičku.
I'm gonna win the Tipsport GAMECHANGER tournament. I'm gonna put my country in the top of the MMA map.
So here we go. What about that is the promo. Gives you just a taste of what these athletes have built, where they come from, the heritage that's grown these men. Now this guy, Andreas Spartan Michailidis, what a fighter he is. Got into the sport because his dad was a boxer. His dad behind him in the corner there. He has had martial arts as part of his life throughout his life. He has fought all the way up into the UFC. He's fought at light heavyweight up there, fought huge monsters. And then even at middleweight for Alex Pereira in a great fight, Luke. And now he is back at welterweight. And when you talk about, when you train with him, you keep talking about his strength, his technique, and that will be telling, right? Leandro Apollo Silva is a veteran. He is also a black belt in jiu-jitsu. But the strength for me will be on the side of the Greek man, this man, the Spartan, Michailidis.
Yeah, Michailidis is extremely powerful when he gets you to the ground and has great top pressure and has a real good array of submission attempts as well. You know, he doesn't just go for a choke or an arm, he goes for everything. He knows his jiu-jitsu is outstanding, and that top pressure that he has, and you can see from his physique as well, like you said, has fought a light heavyweight, is a very solid individual. See by the back there too, but so is Apollo. So I feel the thing that's underestimated in Michailidis is his stand-up, is his striking. He has very unorthodox and powerful hands. He lands like with arcs in his punches. You can't really see them, and he has long arms. So he has misleading how long his arms are, and you think you're out of range, and he just clips you. So it's a real interesting matchup for me, this one. I feel like it's going to go into the later rounds. I don't think it'll be a first round walkover fight. I think that's what's so exciting about it. Both veterans of the sport, both been around the game a long time, both very, very versatile. And I just think maybe the power that we have here in Michailidis might be the changer.
You talk about as well, not just the power, but him being part of this tournament. Again, it's solidifying the level of fighters that are coming to Octagon for this tournament to be part of this promotion. And he talked openly about it. Yes, the money is a big draw. That, again, would be the biggest purse I have ever fought for. Should I be able to get there? I've had so many messages about people picking fights and, you know, fighters who could go all the way. I will actually say it. The most messages I've had about who could win it will be about this guy, Michailidis.
I'd say he's the dark horse of the competition as a bit of an outsider, but now we see
that.
the full sphere of mixed martial arts that comes with Apollo.
I'd say a smile on his face. He definitely is smiling behind that. God knows where he got that mask, but I hope they made no more. It looks like a horror movie, right?
I don't know what it's even supposed to be.
Listen, he's making the walk to the cage, and he is walking to his own music. This is a unique character and somebody who earned this spot in the Game Changer by being that, by being a personality that they've really taken into their arms, the Octagon fans. But also his fighting style. You look at his fight with David Kozma prior to Kike Brito taking him on. The most damage, the most trouble we've ever seen Kozma in was against Leandro Apollo Silva. Then you add to that now, for me, this is the best shape we have ever seen Apollo in. He talked to me about his journey in martial arts. Growing up in Brazil, he said, my story is not unfamiliar as a Brazilian. I came from the favelas, there's gangs, there's not much money. We had to fight for everything we got. There was points in his life, Luke, where he considered on multiple occasions suicide, ending it all. Then he found Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Then he found this path. And now he's gone on the journey. He's been in there with the best of the best. He trains at American Top Team with the likes of Dustin Poirier, with the likes of game-bred Masvidal. But now tonight is about him. Tonight is about him, and you can see how motivated he is just by the shape he's come into.
Yeah, in absolutely incredible shape. You know, he's always in shape, but he looks one step extra, like you're saying. He's making that extra amount of effort coming in here, not only fighting a game changer, but taking on an athlete like Michailidis. He knows he needs to be on his best form to win this fight. This fight is a fight that could be the finals.
100%.
I mean, most events are like that,
yeah.
but this one
no,
for
truly.
me, these guys, everyone knows Apollo. I think he's the number 2 ranked welterweight.
In the Octagon roster,
the Octagon roster, so he's the number 2 guy. Michailidis is probably ranked higher in the world rankings than Apollo. I don't know that for a fact, but I would say
that's correct.
So
Absolutely.
he's from the outside, first fight here as a debut. So these guys are the best of the best welterweights that we have to offer in this tournament, stacked full of welterweights. So, you know, with the character he brings, the personality and the fighting style, this is really one to watch for me.
So excited for this one. We have already had the night of nights. Ostrava delivered that in Octagon 37. It's delivering it again, Octagon 40. My goodness, let's look at the tail of the tape. 37 years of age, Apollo Silva. He gives up a considerable height and reach advantage, but he has the experience and he has the Tipsport odds. Now it is time to make this official. Let's get this underway. Dancing and moving with the mic, Andre Novotny.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest is welterweight bout, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds, and the referee in charge is Pablo Picante Tosh. Let me introduce you both fighters in Tipsport Game Changer Pyramid. And we will start in the blue corner. He is 34 years old, stand 184 centimeter tall, weight in 77.1 kilo. Represent EFL MMA Athens, and the coaches in his corner are Dimitris Papakonstantinis, Janis Simeonidis, and Andreas Michailidis. He has a professional record of 19 fights, 13 wins, 11 finish, and 6 losses. Fighting out of Greece, Andreas Spartan Michailidis. In the red corner, he's 37 years old, stand 178 centimeter tall, weight in 77.4 kilo. Represent American Top Team, and the coaches in his corner are Leandro Marfa, Marcos Dumata, and Steve Mocco. He has a professional record of 36 fights, 26 wins, 13 finishes, and 10 losses. Representing Neruda Cup Team, Skupina 7. Fighting out of Brazil, Leandro Apollo Silva.
Fighters, 3 rounds, 5 minutes, 25 rounds. Fight active, fight fire. Did you close? Go back, please.
Final instructions from our referee, Pablo Picante Tosh. Set and ready for this bout. Greece versus Brazil. Apollo Silva in the red corner, black shorts, taking on the Greek Spartan Michailidis, white shorts. Blue corner, me, Brian Lacey, alongside Luke Barnett. What a fight, Luke.
Incredible battle here. Apollo coming out in a southpaw stance. Andreas switching. Like I said, deceptively long arms from Michailidis. And he throws these looping shots when he boxes that just are very accurate when he throws. People know him more as a grappler, but he does have impressive stand-up skills.
Yeah, you talk about that grappling prowess. Actually, he's got more knockouts than submissions. 11 of his 13 wins are by finish, 7 knockouts, 4 subs. On the flip side, you got Leandro Apollo Silva, that amazing record, 26-10, 13 wins by finish, 3 knockouts, 10 submissions from the black belt from Brazil. Tentative. You can feel respect, right? You can feel the respect between the two.
Yeah, both, like you said, absolute veterans of the sport, been around a long time, so they're just trying to get an understanding of each other. And they said there's a big reach advantage and height advantage for Michailidis, but it's not really showing to me in the cage. They look similar sizes, just the back of Michailidis.
Oh, teeps to the midsection there. And Apollo's got this great way of staying efficient, right? He sort of makes you do the work, and he did that with the Velichkovic fight and caught him on the counters. Oh, and then blitz like that. Nice work.
Yeah, an explosive athlete is Apollo. He waits and then he goes, and when he goes, it's very, very dangerous. Up against the fence here. Michailidis stalking.
Yeah, look at that. Apollo trying to bait him in. Now that's something you've got to be careful of. Back in May, he suffered a massive knockout to Mazouk, the first time he's ever been KO'd.
Oh! Spinning head kick. Just misses, clipped the jaw, it looked like.
That just
very close.
Like a slap with the foot rather than a heel connection, Luke. But
and it came out of nowhere, very fast athletic movement, but it inspired Apollo to get this double underhook position.
Yeah, I'm grabbing hold of a guy that can do that.
Like I said, he's underrated in his striking. He's got every tool in the bag. Like I said, I know he has a lot of knockouts, but you would have seen previously his last 3 years he spent in the UFC, he's been more known as a grappler.
Crowd now raising the energy in here, the Ostrava Arena again. December 1st, we first heard that phrase, Tipsport Game Changer. We first heard about the €1 million prize pot. It kicks off here March 4th today, and it will end here as well. December 9th, we will be back in this arena. Already cannot wait to see how this unfolds. And
with that spinning head kick, it's hard to take your eyes off this fight now. You don't know what's going to happen. Nice little left hook lands.
He's slipping nicely with his head movement as well there.
Still trying to find the range for each other. Moving into the last 2 minutes of this first round. Both landing with that teep to the body.
Yeah, they're using those long weapons just to get a touch on each other, right? And range, what's the keys in these orthodox versus unorthodox stances?
Normally it's the lead foot and the lead hand. So you look at the left leg of Michailidis and you look at the right leg of Apollo, and that dictates the distance. And if you need to try and step outside to get your power side lined up. So if you see the lead foot, whoever's stepping outside of that lead foot is getting the distance for the power. Lands there with a jab right hand. Switches stances Apollo now as well.
Michailidis up in the output though, Luke. He's trying to put Leandro on the back foot. Not a bad plan as well. You see the blitz attacks from Leandro Silva. That's when he looks most dangerous. Ooh.
Starting off with that right hand, gets a nod from Leandro. Catches it with the hand, doesn't quite get a clean shot, but does land. And Michailidis throwing up that head kick quite often as well. Not with too much power, but he's just letting him know he's got it there. Or just slips outside that right hand. The output's definitely there from Michailidis compared to Apollo.
Nice switch of stances from Apollo though. Oh, a nice low calf kick, really deep on the heel there.
Yeah, returns.
And Apollo Silva, he's boxed as well professionally.
Yeah, both look so comfortable in there at this range. They're very close to each other. They're moving backwards and forwards, but the actual fighting range is very, very close. Feints that heel kick.
The movement between both of them, absolutely exquisite. You can just see the level as they move forward and backwards, both fighting for foot position. Oh, a nice blitz attack there from Apollo.
And moving into the last 10 seconds, probably time to, put something on in the judge's mind. It's been a very close, tentative start to this fight. A few moments in it, but nothing huge.
Eye-catching wise, there we go. Eye-catching wise, that spinning kick was fantastic because it came from nowhere as well, Luke. That would be a warning shot.
Highlight, and it did slap him, like you said, with the base of the foot. Didn't quite land, but then that last little blitz from Apollo might stick in the mind as well. Very close first round, like it could explode at any second.
And it really does feel like that is a chess match with absolutely dire consequences should the wrong move be made, the wrong read from either of the opponents, because they both possess finishing power, Luke, and hard to see which one took that one, but the key word that I would use in that first round is the respect they've got for each other's skill set.
Yeah, I would try and start adding in feints if I was either of these two to try and see who bites. Here's that spinning kick. See how it slapped across the base
And he
of
was
the foot
moving
land.
away with it, right? So he kind of rode it, but from nowhere, showing that athleticism is Michailidis.
Yeah, from the highlights, the two highlights came out of the Michailidis corner, but still hard to judge how that round went. I would be trying to get reads from the feints. I want these guys are both very explosive strikers and both can do whatever they want, but they need to read each other with a little bit of a feint to set things up because they're only throwing 1 or 2 shots. So, because they're kind of trying to counter. I feel like Apollo's trying to counter. Now he's putting on pressure early in this second.
Look how even the odds are. Bang on the money.
Yeah, very, very close as they come together and they collide. Michailidis dropping his head, but he gets that double leg and gets on top. Instantly, Apollo sticking the leg up now, looking maybe for the omoplata. Great posture, though, from Michailidis.
And he's got great top pressure, Michailidis. This is what he's used to such effect in a lot of his fights, that forward pressure, just the crushing ground game.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. This is going to be very important in this fight for me. If Apollo gets back to his feet easily, or if he's dangerous with the submissions.
Oh, he's up. He's up. Good work from Apollo.
Nice slip.
Good work. But now he's chasing, right? Now you've got to fit, because they're veterans. They will know the tide of the fight in the eyes of the, well, in their perspective and from the eyes of the judges. So he'll give a little mark to Michailidis. He will need to win that back, right, Luke?
Yeah, I feel like Apollo's definitely come out in this second round a little bit more aggressively.
Oh,
big
nice
body kick. It's a great strike from the southpaw's stance.
And again, when you look at it, both those rear kicks work, but anatomically, that kick from the southpaw guy works right into the liver. It fits that organ that we've seen debilitate fighters so quickly.
Yeah, the pressure now coming from Apollo a little bit more. More of a stalk, more than what we're used to seeing, a forward motion, stalking, you know, stance, rather than trying to fight off the back foot. Michailidis now can see him almost questioning what he's going to do, trying to find something, trying to see an opening. Sometimes if you're thinking too much in there, it can be a problem.
I did like his entry on the takedown, though, Luke. He mixed those strikes up to get that double leg.
Very nice question mark kick. And comes forward with a backhand left head kick. Like I said, full of tricks. Here's Michailidis. We've had a spinning hook kick, a question mark kick. But to be honest, the kick that's probably done the most damage is that left kick.
Yeah, the straight
from Apollo.
Power leg, the rear leg of Apollo across the midsection of Michailidis. Oh, moving forward again, Apollo. He's trying to grab hold of the neck now. Michailidis does well, turns it up against the cage.
Yeah, almost like Michailidis wasn't sure where he was there, and he hit the back of the fence unexpectedly and fell down, but reacted well and managed to get this position. Needs to be careful of his weight distribution here in case Apollo maybe switches out to try and go for a judo toss. Especially if he can control that left hand. Maybe gonna also go for a scissor sweep. Give up on that.
Really high level stuff between the two, back and forth.
But now Apollo, you know, he's throwing combinations. He's throwing 3-4 punches. He's always landing a little bit more. Michailidis only throwing 1. Michailidis needs to switch it up now.
2 minutes.
Michailidis, I feel like he's looking for the perfect shot, whereas Apollo's throwing little bursts, 2, 3s, and 4s.
Oh, a nice long jab there.
Again, 1-1-2 from Apollo. A lot more output from the red corner.
Gets those low hands as well, Luke, baits you in. He's got such confidence in his evasive skills, his defensive movement with the upper body.
Again, that double jab right hand. Then he goes that lower to the body. Spinning kick goes to the heel.
That's it, to the calf, right?
Yeah, interesting. So a big right hand lands there. Michailidis, eyes wide open, needs to be careful of that jumping knee. Apollo coming alive now in this second round.
It really does feel like he's trying to grab this bull by the horns. He's seen a change in the demeanor almost from Michailidis. Michailidis trying to ask questions, but consistently it's Apollo that's coming forward. Consistently he's bringing the output. Oh,
nice left hook on the exit there, though, from Michailidis. Scrappy one as we move into our last minute of this second round.
Oh, goes for the underhooks. Look at that, takes him down.
Yeah, Michailidis looking to try and close the distance, but actually gets taken down. Needs to be careful of this side choke.
Oh, and Apollo Silva already with 10 submissions on his record.
And moves to the mount position with that as well.
He's got the underhook Michailidis there.
Yeah, he's going to try and bump, but you can see how the hips of Apollo are stopping that. Has that underhook, but has great shoulder pressure.
He's walking that hand out, Luke. He's going to be looking for that head and arm choke. It's amazing when you break this down when you're training jiu-jitsu, and just the fingers walking can manipulate the whole limb, that whole arm, that shoulder.
Yeah, you might see Michailidis try and come out the back door, though, with that right arm so low. If he can break down that shoulder pressure from the left side, but I think he's going to run out of time, and he does come out the back door.
Oh!
And does well, so would have got back on top.
Wow.
Close round, but I feel like Apollo with the output.
And with that position at the end.
But he sits down in the wrong corner, though, so not quite sure where he is. But yeah, I feel like he landed the better shots. Big deep breaths coming from Michailidis.
I noticed that during that round. There's a couple of times his eyes looked like he was concentrating on trying to catch a breath rather than what Apollo was bringing and throwing. And this is where you got to dig deep, right? And we've seen Apollo do this before. He brings that pressure. He did it with David Cosmo, one of the guys who's known for his durability, his pace, his cardio. And Michailidis is finding it out in the cage now with just 5 minutes left in this fight.
You can see it in the demeanor of Michailidis, even in the corner now. Looks a little bit shook. Apollo back to his feet.
These some of the highlights.
Some of the highlights that land. That was that beautiful double leg, changing up the fight. Forgot about that actually in that round. That question mark kick as well. So Michailidis did have his moments. So it is a close second round. But that pressure, those combinations from Apollo, that's what I felt like, you know, even here lands the right hand, throwing the double jab right hand. He just seemed to be, you know, the tide seemed to change in this halfway through that second. Let's see the same for this third round. I feel like it's all on the line. Both need to be looking for a finish.
Yeah, third and final round for one of these fighters to move onwards and upwards in this Tipsport Game Changer. Oh, nice jab from Michailidis.
Goes high with that head kick, lands as well, glancing. Apollo trying to intimidate, come forward, hands low, looks very confident. Tries to throw his own head kick, but evaded.
Again, just staying in the face, staying in that range. You talked about it in the first round. They're fighting very close, right, Luke? They've both got weapons available at all times.
Yeah, the distance between the front feet, distance between the left leg and the right leg is very close. So they're, you know, but they're almost goading each other on. Who's going to go first? They're trying to catch him on the counter, especially Apollo. That's why his hands are down. He's trying to slip outside his shot and land. Big right hand. And lands a little stiff jab there as well as Apollo tries to kick, but has found a home for the jab quite a few times, has Michailidis, as he's drifting now to the right, but slowing down a bit.
Punch to the thigh there from Apollo, fires that right hand down. It's that lead leg of Michailidis.
Apollo just seems so smooth, seems switched on at the moment, seems like he can feel what Michailidis is going to do before he does it.
Also the conditioning. We talked about the shape he's come in with, how motivated he was to be part of this tournament, to be asked to be part of this tournament.
Oh, nice stiff jab, that one though. Come on the eye, nice little left hook as well as he enters. I'd just like to see more output from Michailidis. When he throws, he's doing very, very well. Now he's on the toes, moving. Nice little check left hook again.
The left is doing extremely well for Michailidis in this round. The right hand again.
There's a combination, much better in this round for Michailidis. That means it hurt. No hugs.
I'm not hugging. I've seen you grapple. Respect and respect due, and in he comes looking for the single. Oh, he's trying to get a bite on the neck here, Michailidis.
It's going to be very difficult to make that work. Bomb flute set up here as well.
Michailidis staying hooked onto this headlock. He's let it go now, but still available should Apollo Silva be able to lock those hands behind the head. Now it's out.
Yeah, interesting situation here. Feel like it was very even. We see it with the punches. Total punches 58 to 58. But now in this third round, middleway point as well, midpoint of this third round, and we have Silva on top.
Yeah, we saw Michailidis in the second round, was it, that he got the takedown, but Apollo able to get back to his feet. Twice now we've seen in rounds 2.
Beautiful underhook get up though from Michailidis. Receives a knee though.
Oh, solid. That's a solid knee from Michailidis.
Yeah, trading back and forth, did great work to get back to his feet there. That's a huge moment for him. If he wants to take this third round, which he really needs to, it's still going to be...
Oh, look at the trip.
Oh, nice hips though from Michailidis. Evades well by flattening out, gets his leg grabbed. Needs to be careful as Single tries to go for a reverse and gets it. He gets to the back. Beautiful wrestling from Michailidis.
Chain wrestling from Michailidis in reaction to the catch of the kick from Leandro Apollo Silva.
Well, we saw Silva doing the Berimbolo in the warm-up before this fight. Might see him
roll for the knee.
He does.
He does. He's looking for an attack on this left leg, the right leg, sorry.
But the weight, very good there from Andreas.
I might go for the deep half sweep here.
Has deep half, but has control of the head, which is going to make it difficult. Might give up the back here. Great awareness from Michailidis, gives up that back.
A good moment here, good round here for Michailidis. Makes it interesting, Luke, makes it really interesting.
Yeah, really tough one to score this fight at the moment.
And we should let you know again, there are no contests, no draws. A winner has to be decided in this tournament format.
Wait, big right. Big strikes now from Michailidis. But seems to be the more tired of the two at the moment. As Apollo drives forward to get this takedown, converts it, last 30 seconds. 30 seconds in this fight, and these last 30 seconds are going to determine the winner in my eyes.
And Apollo again ending the round on top. Can Michailidis again reverse this position, Luke?
It took a lot of energy and a lot of effort. Only has 15 seconds. Doesn't want to lay on his back. Needs to be active here. Needs to go.
There's the clacker for the 10 seconds. The final 10 seconds of this bout, the chess match between these two high-level mixed martial artists, Greece versus Brazil. Both raised their hands. It's super close.
Very, very close battle. I thought it was going to be very technical. Great moments from both. It's a tough job that for the judges, that one. I have no idea.
A winner has to be decided, Luke. That is it. The judges will have to separate these two. We will find out whether it will be Leandro Apollo Silva that will move forward or Michailidis. But look, you called it as far as the experience, apart from the veteran skill. They delivered, right? Back and forth they went, move for move, and it's a game of millimeters, not even inches between these two.
Yeah, fantastic fight, these guys, but a very technical one. You know, neither of them was sloppy. They both had their moments. Every takedown was answered. We see here in some of the highlights, the stiff jab and the left hand of Michailidis in this third round found a home. He landed several jabs and several left hooks. I'd say he probably landed more significant strikes in that third round, but I'm not sure which way this one went.
What you're not seeing right now is a beautiful moment in the cage. They came together. Michailidis faked the takedown. Apollo shook his hand. And this is the stats. Oh, look at that. Michailidis coming out in front with the punches and the significant strikes. The takedowns on the side of Apollo. It's going to come down to what the judges see. Let's do this.
And here we go. We wait for Andre Novotny as he will collect these scorecards. They'll define who is going to move forward to our quarterfinals of our Tipsport Game Changer. An extremely technical bout between these two veterans. And Andre is in the cage, so we will pass it over to him to make it official. Find out who our winner is.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, this bout goes to the judges' scorecard. So, let's see how the judges score this fight. 30-27, 29-28, and 30-27, all for the winner. Andreas Spartan Michailidis!
Andreas. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for both these fighters. Apollo Silva, Andreas Michailidis. Apollo, Andreas, my friend, come here. A really close fight. So much respect between these two. How sure were you that you had done enough in the eyes of the judges when it was announced?
It was really, yeah, it was close, I can tell. I have like many clear punches. I took the takedown, I secured the takedown. He did very well, a good job also. But I think I did more, that's all.
Talk about Apollo as an opponent as well. Many people talked to me about this fight when it was announced, that this could be the final. Your backgrounds, your pedigrees, how motivated were you for this tournament, on top of the money, on top of the legacy, that you had this opponent to start with?
Look, he's one of the toughest right now in Octagon, okay? That's for sure. I knew I should prepare good for this fight. This guy can hit, he can wrestle, has good stamina. It's not an easy fight. He already fought 5 rounds fights. I knew it's gonna be hard, so I trained very well.
And you carry this Greek flag. You'll move forward in this tournament. I know you feel a lot of pride about where you come from, the great city of Athens, carrying that name, the Spartan. What does it mean for you to showcase Greece on this stage?
It's everything for me. To show that there are Greek fighters in the world, you know, of MMA. It was it was on my trip to here. I always want to make the country proud of me, and I'm still doing it.
You've done it without a doubt. You are through to the next round. Give it one more time. Andreas Michailidis. Leandro, come in, my friends. Listen, Octagon love you. Ostrava love you. It was a fantastic fight, a really close fight. I know you are super disappointed with the decision not going your way, but the welcome you got, the arms that have been opened to you in this arena, the stage that you are on, what does that mean to you?
Man, first of all, I want to say, Ostrava, I love you too, man. My first time here, you know, but I think like my house, you know. I think like I know everybody here like a long time. But it is what it is. I didn't agree with the judges. I respect, but I didn't agree because for me, the first round so close. Can't to do it any. For me or Andreas. But second round, I won, you know. For me, for sure, I won second round. Third round, for me, I won too because I pressure more, you know. I take it down in the fight in the time. It's always my fight. I try to make something different, you know, because I think all the fighters like same game, same takedown, same stand up. I try to get a showtime entertainment. So it is what it is. I didn't agree, but I'm looking forward, you know.
Listen, Apollo Silva, it is always an honor to call your fights. Even though this is a loss, we know you'll be back. You always have a home here in the Octagon cage. Ladies and gentlemen, give it one more time. Go on.
I needed to say, I'd like to say, with my one, but I lost. The judge gave him, yeah, them a bomb.
Listen, one more time. Leandro, Apollo Silva.
The avalanche-named Octagon is tumbling into the next German city on the 17th of June in Oberhausen. The 15th of April at the Home Credit Arena, Liberec.